Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today is quite a special event. I'm happy when I invite my mortgage advisor, Nick, to have some introduction of housing problem or any related stuff. Yeah, hope you guys will enjoy this video. First, I think Nick, could you have us briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Mystique. Thank you for introducing me. I'm Nick. I'm a financial planner, and part of the work I do is also mortgage advice. But as a financial planner, I give advice on mortgages, pension, insurance, actually any financial service that you need as a private individual, I can give you advice on. Yeah, I've been doing this work for over 30 years, so I'm starting to get gray hair.
Oh my God, 13 years.
30 years, yeah. I started as a asset manager for high net worth individuals in Switzerland. So I was investing money for these clients, and later I became a financial planner to be able to give more advice than only asset management to my clients. But a large part of my work now is mortgage advice, and I think that maybe 50% of my mortgages are for expats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your service is not just only mortgage,
Correct.
including some financial advisor. Does it also include some kind of tax advice? Or, yeah.
Indeed, I can give tax advice, and I can also do your tax return. However, because it's so time intensive, I've now given all the tax returns that I have to do to a to somebody I work with. So I don't do it anymore, but I can also advise you to work with somebody else. Yeah.
Okay, and about a mortgage advisor, do you have any, I say, service location or area?
Because of Teams and Zoom, now actually I work all over the Netherlands. So my clients are from Amsterdam, Eindhoven, Rotterdam. It doesn't really matter. But I have a physical office in Utrecht. So that's the center of Amsterdam of the Netherlands, and in very close to Den Bosch, where I live. But again, there 90% of the mortgages I do goes through online communication. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it makes it very easy. Makes it very easy because it doesn't matter where you are, and I have a lot of expat clients. We have the first meeting where the client is still in Taiwan, for example, and I'm in the Netherlands, so we can have the first introduction meeting in this way, and it works very efficiently.
Okay, yeah, my first question is mortgage advice. I think that is quite common in the Netherlands, but in Taiwan, in general, we just request or have some negotiate with a bank by ourselves directly. Did you think why the mortgage advice is so popular or common in the Netherlands?
Yes, yeah. So the Dutch government has decided that when you want to take a mortgage, you must receive advice because it's a complex product, which is very expensive. So you're taking a very big loan, and this can be can have a risk for you. So the government has decided you must have advice. So in the beginning, the banks were giving advice. But a lot of smaller players came on the market, and they did not have advisors. So they asked independent advisors to give advice on their product. So you can go to the big bank, ABN AMRO and ING, and they will give advice only on their mortgage.
Okay.
And so then the independent mortgage advisors, they came, and I don't mind where you go to. I offer you the mortgage which is the best for you. So maybe that's ABN AMRO, but maybe that's a small bank that doesn't have a mortgage advisor. So for one, you must have it because the government has decided you need advice.
Okay.
And two, a mortgage advisor can go to 30 or 40 different banks.
Mm.
which is much more efficient. So
So
we can get the best deal for you.
okay, so sounds like it's mandatory.
It's
Okay,
mandatory.
and
It's more
mhm,
efficient. Yeah.
as a mortgage advice, did you need any license or certification to do this job?
Yes, absolutely. You
Uh-huh.
must be certified by the government, and every 2 years you have to retake exams to make sure that you know what you are doing. Yes.
Oh, 2 year you need to retake exam.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay, because I think the financial rule is updated frequently, so yeah, you
Correct.
need to know
Yeah.
latest news. Yeah, I think you have some new rule would like to share to us.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I think
So,
it is.
yeah, in 2024, a few new
Yeah.
rules came about. So maybe I'll explain what are the basic rules, and then I'll explain what are the new rules that were added.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when you want to apply for a mortgage, there were two basic rules. One was how much can you borrow based on the value of the house. This we call loan to value. Then there's the rule, how much can you borrow based on your income? So depending on your income, we can find out how much mortgage you can get. And
Yeah.
it's the lowest of the two, which will determine how much you can borrow. So for example, you are buying a house for 300,000 euros, then the maximum you can borrow based on the value of the house is 300,000 euros. But if your income can only allow you to borrow 250,000 euros, then the maximum you can borrow is 250,000 euros. This year, in 2024, there are some new rules concerning the energy label of a house. So in the Netherlands, a house has an energy label. So from the worst labels are, so the best label is A++++, the 4 pluses.
Yes. Okay.
4 plus, yes. All the way down to G. So G is the worst. It's like you are living with open windows. So it's a very energy inefficient house. So because the government wants people to renovate their houses and to invest in energy saving measures, they have said that if you buy a very efficient house, like A++++, you can borrow 50,000 euros more than if you buy a label G. So, and depending on which label you have, you can borrow more money. So this is an important new part. Then something else which is also important is whether you are buying alone, so you are single and you're buying alone, or whether you are buying together with a partner and your partner does not have income. So this is an important one because I see a lot of expats coming to the Netherlands with a partner, but the partner doesn't work. So in this case, you can borrow 15,000 euros less. So 15,000 euros less when you are buying together, but only one partner has income, compared to when you are buying alone without a partner. So this is also a very important rule.
So before I mean, in the last year, when like this case you mentioned, we buy the house with a partner, but the partner has no income. In the before, we can have more mortgage.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's important. Yeah. So it's important when you contact your mortgage advisor to really explain your situation very well, so that the mortgage advisor can make a correct calculation.
Okay. Yeah, this is quite important information. It starts from this year, or
correct, this year. Yeah, 2024.
Okay.
Yeah. Other rules, so in the Netherlands, when you buy a house, you have to pay a 2% transfer tax to the government. Yeah. And if you are younger than 35 and the house is worth less than 510,000 euros, and it's also your first house you are buying, then you do not have to pay the 2%. It's free. The 2% is 0%.
Yeah, and what the definition of the first house? The
You've
worldwide or?
No, the first house you buy in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
need younger than 35.
correct. Yeah. And
Okay.
if you are buying together with your partner, and you or your partner is older than 35, so one is
Yeah.
older than 35, the other is younger than 35,
Yeah.
then only one person pays the 2% tax, but
Okay.
over half the value of the house, because you buy 50-50.
Yeah.
So one pays 0 and the other pays 2%.
Okay. And could this 50-50 be changed? Could be 40 and 60, or
It can be, but it can then again create problems later on. So it's not such a good idea. It's better to buy 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, in theory you can buy 99 and 1%. That's also allowed. You can do
Okay.
it. So maybe it's worthwhile if you buy a very, very expensive house. Yeah.
Okay.
And another
Next.
interesting or important rule is the national mortgage insurance. So in the Netherlands, the Dutch government wants people to buy houses. So they stimulate this. So they have introduced something which is called the national mortgage insurance. And this national mortgage insurance, when you buy this insurance, it gives the bank and you more security. And because you have more security, the interest rate will go down. So, for example, if I buy a house and I borrow 100% of the value of the house, right?
Yeah.
So I buy for 300,000 euros and I take a mortgage for 300,000 euros. The bank is taking a big risk, because if I don't pay my mortgage, they are allowed to sell the house, but maybe they cannot sell it for 300,000. Maybe they can only sell it for 280,000. So they don't get all their money back. But if you take the national mortgage insurance, the national mortgage insurance will pay the money back to the bank. So the bank is always sure they will always get their money back. And because of this, they will give you a discount on the interest rate. And this is quite a big discount. It can be 0.5% discount.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's quite big. And with this lower interest rate, you can also borrow more money.
Yeah,
So,
but that means we need to pay the payment of
correct.
this insurance.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is this insurance costs 0.6% of the amount that you want to borrow. But the discount is 0.5%. But this 0.5% discount is forever. So after 13 or 14 months, you have paid the premium. So the cost of the premium has been paid back. And all the years after, you have a much cheaper mortgage.
Yeah, it sounds quite a nice deal. But so what is your suggestion? In any case, when should have this kind of insurance, or for any?
It's not always interesting. So it's particularly interesting when you are financing maybe 80 to 100% of the value of the house, because the interest rate is high. But if you are putting a lot of your own money in, maybe, and you're only financing 60%, then you are already getting the lowest interest rate. So the difference between the national mortgage insurance and your interest rate will maybe be 0.1% or maybe even less. So then it's not interesting anymore. But there is also a limit. So if the house is too expensive, then you're not allowed to get the national mortgage insurance, because the idea is it's to help young people to buy their first house. So if you are buying a house for 1 million euros, you don't need any help. So it's so this year, last year it was 405,000 euros maximum. This year it's 435,000 euros maximum. So if you buy a house for 435,000, you can apply for the national mortgage insurance. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. And any other news?
No, these are the main changes in the law, and these are important to think about when you are looking to buy a house.
Yeah, and one more question. Recently, a lot of Taiwanese people ask me the same question. They want to buy a house in the Netherlands, so for this purpose, they will transfer a kind of big amount of money from Taiwan to the Netherlands.
Yes.
Yeah, they always think about anything we should take care, or yeah, we need to know first. Do you
Yes.
have any suggestion, or
Yeah.
I have a weird or sensitive question. Dutch government will know I have a lot of money in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Then we'll probably cause some tax.